Hey guys, welcome in. This is a first impressions video. Yeah, I don't usually do these things because I think they're a total waste of time, but when it's about to be about a new Kadic review coming soon, I thought I'd give you it. Aquarion LOGOS, the third Aquarion series. So, this thing is made from the usuals. Satellite, Mandalay, and Kodogawa Studios, the makers of the previous two, Evil and the original Aquarion. Reviews of those will be linked in the description below, because I did them. What I'm getting out of it is confusion. Because you see, the first episode is after a movie. And by the way, if you're an Aquarion superfan, watch this movie before this first episode. You'll get a kick out of it. But as for the series itself, it's confusing because the story centers around this club known as the Verbalism Club. And if you know anything about Japan, they're really big in the spoken word, plays, stuff like that. You know, improv theater, if you will. But this improv theater is also the protectors of the planet. See, because they have the Deva system. And anybody who is familiar with Aquarion, especially the first one, will be familiar with the Deva system. Because Deva was the operating system in the military branch that the original Vectors worked under in the original series. So there is a callback there. But as always with each Aquarion variant, this one has to be different. And this one is different in two ways. One, it seems very social media, Facebook, kind of Apple, YouTube centric, because all the Vectors use what are called Aquaria watches, which are essentially their cell phones on their wrist, i.e. Apple Watch. To communicate with one another, there are, I believe, 6 Vector pilots. Our main character is Akira, and his big thing is he wants to be everyone's savior. He feels it is his responsibility to save the world, and he just so happens to be in the right place at the right time to rescue pilot number 2, Kagome, who's this shy, sweet little thing, but she's a Vector pilot as well, and she has joined the Verbalism Club because she has problems speaking in public, and it is her dream to be an actor. Plus, we have a little kid named Karen who is this dream of being a ballerina, but forced by a mother to be kind of this pop idol. Find this out really quick. All the character attributes really quick for each of the pilots, except for a couple of them. But it mainly focuses around Akira Kagome and this character known as Myos, linked with this villain known as Sojin. Now, the reason it's called Logos is because Logos is the world in which the villain comes from or hails. And he uses the power of words. He tries to set the world free from what he refers to as the burden of words. And by burden of words, I guess what the studio is trying to say is how, because of social media today, words have become more of a lethal weapon than any gun, any missile, any cannon thing, any man-made weapon. Words, essentially the studio and the writers saying words are the most lethal weapon there is in the modern world. And Sojin wants to set free words, so he creates what are known as MBJK, which are misinterpreted, evil, kind of corrupted words. And when a word is corrupted, it causes things to happen in society. Like, for instance, the word twist was manipulated in the first episode, so you have twisters happening and things that twist are kind of unbounded and things like that. Great use of satellites, special effects in 3D. But it is up to the Shimburo Verbalism Club to use their vectors and call upon a new form of Aquarion, Stop the Beast, and it too uses words to purify the evil words. By using different words and phrases in a manualized cockpit, which, unlike the other vectors of the past, these are, yes, still flying machines, but they operate off of the feelings and power that is given within spoken word. So essentially the theme here is words are power. And the words bring out the different special attacks of each of our verbalism members. But the thing that trolls me so far in LOGOS, and especially if you're a long-time Aquarion fan, you're wondering where the link of Sylvia and Solar Wing is in this series, which they have not brought them up in any way, shape, or form. And Aquarion used to be a show based around the power of love between multiple couples and multiple people, and none of this seems to be happening here. Yes, it's different, it's new, it's fresh for a series like Aquarion, but it goes away from what Aquarion's core values are. Now, obviously, we can assume that Kagome and Akira are Sylvia, Apollo, Solar Wing reincarnated, but the show gives no clues of that, no hints, other than every time that Akira has this speech where he's the savior, he holds his hand up high to the sun, and really, that's the only clue that you have that Akira is Solar Wing. Other than that, the whole traditional plot is thrown out. But what's so strange about the series is the social commentary that is being subtly said in the social media world, how just something as simple as a word can become this whole damaging thing if misinterpreted and misconstrued. And of course, the words are known as kanji. And it really, Aquarion LOGOS, unlike the other two series, relies heavily on its Japanese influences. And because the characters are younger and it's no longer in a school atmosphere, a lot more time can be spent on character development. And character development is there, but it falls really into what Aquarion fans would consider the traditional episode arcs, where one character learns a lesson which emits a new special move so that Aquarion can one-off save the day. But that's Aquarion, and at least in terms of the mech battles and how the mechs look, and how the mechs are called upon and merged together to form Aquarion, is still very much traditional Aquarion sort of feeling. And in that part, the show hasn't really changed much. A lot of the core of Aquarion still remains intact even in this third series. But I'm 5 episodes in, and I'm still waiting for the connection that says this isn't just Aquarion in name alone. And hopefully by the halfway point of this series, we'll get a good idea of what's going on. But so far, I would say I'm going to continue to watch. And I'm going to see this through and give you a full Kadic review of it when it's done and over. And if you're wondering where you can watch Aquarion LOGOS, you can watch it if you have Hulu. It's got new episodes every Saturday, so if you want to join me and follow along, then we can most certainly do this. It's just that I like the series, I like the fresh take. I don't like the opening and closing themes, though, of the first 13. I do not like them. They're not as catchy as the previous 2 series are in any way, shape, or form. But hopefully when we get down to the actual review of that, things will be better and this series can stand toe-to-toe with its other Aquarion brethren. But right now, just based on the first 5, if you want me to give a rating, I would say it's probably a 6 out of 10 right now, where we stand after 5, but we'll revisit this in 20 episodes. So if you want more first impression videos like this, make sure to let me know, and make sure to hit the subscribe button if you like what we here at CodeEquestria have to offer you. And thanks Funimation for bringing out another Aquarion. Happy 10th anniversary.